Okay, so Alan Partridge Alpha Papa is not the only movie that I saw today. I also saw Kick-Ass 2, which I've, of course, been looking forward to for a very long time. Aaron Taylor-Johnson returns as Kick-Ass slash Dave Lisewski, who now has the body of a bodybuilder. Chloe Moretz returns as Hit Girl, who is now extremely hot. And Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who is best known as McLovin, returns as Chris D'Amico, who changes his name from Red Mist to something else. And he now dresses as a gimp. Yeah, he has a gimp mask. And of course, joining the cast is the wonderful Jim Carrey as Colonel Stars and Stripes, who has a dog that likes to chew on men's you-know-whats. Here's my review for Kick-Ass 2. So as you know, I was incredibly excited for this movie, and I knew I had to see it today before it is released anywhere else. So I will probably post this movie before a lot of people. This movie review before a lot of people, I mean. So yeah. The basic plot of the movie is that Kick-Ass is really famous worldwide now, and he's inspired a new group of superheroes who have called themselves Justice Forever, led by Colonel Stars and Stripes, who is played by the brilliant Jim Carrey. Now, I thought he would be the big stand-up character, and the sort of best character in this movie, like Hit Girl was for the first one. And while he was great, he wasn't in the movie as much as I'd wanted him to be. I expected him to be like the scene stealer, and in the scenes he is in, sure, he does steal the scenes. But, you know, his screen time isn't as much as I'd have wanted it to be, and it wasn't like, you know, the movie did focus a lot on Hit Girl. Now, basically, the rest of the plot is that Kick-Ass is being targeted by Chris D'Amico, who is played by Superbad's Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who was called Red Mist in the first movie. And after his father's death at the hands of Kick-Ass, he changes his name to the Motherfucker. Yeah, that's why I didn't mention it in the intro. But, yeah. And he wants to become the world's first supervillain. And he assembles this team called the Toxic Mega... I'm not going to say the other word, but you'll probably know what it is. Yeah, so he assembles a team of his own to take down Justice Forever. And there's a whole subplot with Hit Girl, which they focus a lot on Hit Girl in this movie, but it is a good thing. It does turn out to be a good thing. So yeah, there is a whole subplot with Hit Girl, and she's trying to adapt to high school because after her father, Big Daddy, died in the first movie, her new guardian is Marcus, who is Big Daddy's ex-partner in the police force. And he wants her to stop being Hit Girl, and he wants to take down anyone wearing a mask because of the motherfucker's rampage. But, you know, she has to sort of adapt to high school, and there's a whole subplot about her joining in with, like, the popular girls, and, you know, that sort of whole high school movie sort of feel. But, if that sounds boring to you, no, it is not boring. It actually adds a lot of good things and good comedy to the movie. But this movie, as I said, comedy, it is funny. There is some real laugh out loud moments, but they mostly come from Christopher Mintz-Plasse's character of the Motherfucker. And the movie, while the first one was absolutely hilarious, a laugh out loud action comedy, this one is more sort of action based, and there isn't as much comedy as there is with the first one. While it still has its funny moments, and you can't take the movie too seriously when the main villain is called the Motherfucker, and there is a scene where a dog bites down on a Chinese man's nuts. So yeah, you can't take the movie too seriously when you think about it that way. But the movie does add a lot more tension. There's a lot of deaths in the movie that you will not see coming unless you've read the graphic novel. And yeah, so they go in a little bit of a different direction with this one. And they add, like, there is less comedy, there's more action involved, and there are some really good ballsy action sequences involving a character called Mother Russia, who is a new character, and she's a female bodybuilder who the Motherfucker recruits in his team. And yeah, she is crazy. She's absolutely huge. And yeah, so look out for her because she is one of these standout characters. But yeah, on again about Hit Girl, this is basically her movie. And as the last battle comes, it is all up to Hit Girl to save Justice Forever and save the life of Kick-Ass and the rest of his crew. So yeah, it is basically kind of her movie, and this movie is based on the Hit Girl graphic novel, which is the spin-off of the Kick-Ass series, as well as being based on Kick-Ass 2 too, but yeah, it is based on the Hit Girl graphic novel, which is probably why she has so much screen time and is essentially, I guess she sort of could be called the main character. So yeah, the fate of all the characters is basically in her hands, and she has to like come out of retirement and be Hit Girl again. I say come out of retirement. She's 15 years old and she's in retirement. It does sound pretty crazy. But yeah, she's basically retired as Hit Girl, but she has to come back and, you know, take down this crew as Hit Girl again. And that is what I really liked about the movie. I loved how, you know, it showed how Mindy, or Hit Girl if you prefer, how she had to adapt to high school life and how it was hard on her not being Hit Girl, but deep down she was always Hit Girl. That is what I really liked about it. And I really liked also how the Justice Forever team, it wasn't just like, oh, this character's called like Dr. Gravity or whatever, because Dr. Gravity is the first of Justice Forever to be introduced, and he was great. He was when Mindy or Hit Girl goes into retirement, he's the sort of partner for Kick-Ass, and they become a duo. And then he shows him what Justice Forever is and introduces us to Colonel Stars and Stripes and the rest of them. And also, Dave's best friend Marty from the first movie, played by Clark Duke, now becomes a superhero, and his other best friend Todd becomes a superhero, I guess, but you have to see the movie to see what happened to him, because I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, it will come as a surprise. So yeah, I really did enjoy the movie, and I thought the action was great. When the comedy was there, it was great, and I really liked how they took a more emotional sort of turn. It wasn't an emotional movie. I'm not saying it was emotional, because it wasn't. Like, parts, because there was one scene that was really emotional and will probably, it won't make you cry, but yeah, it won't make you feel too good either. But there are still the comedy moments that make the movie great, and that made the first movie great. And I think you will really enjoy this movie if you're a fan of the first one. If you weren't a fan of the first one and you hated it, chances are you probably won't like this movie, because it is similar in a sense of the action sort of essence, but it does have a different storyline. It does have different sort of things to it, and I like the addition of the supervillains. And yeah, it really gives like the final battle between Justice Forever and the Toxic Mega, not gonna say it, a really sort of good feel to it. And the last battle was spectacular, especially the fighting between Hit Girl and Mother Russia. That was pretty damn good. And the fight in between Kick-Ass and Motherfucker was like a really good sort of showdown for the two characters. So yeah, I did really enjoy that final battle. It was really great. And the movie as a whole was a good time. You will really enjoy it if you like the first one. And if you want a good sort of popcorn action flick for the summer, go and see it. I think you will not be disappointed. I wasn't disappointed. I'm not going to give it 5 stars like the first movie, and because it isn't as good as the first movie. The first movie is a better movie, but this one is still great, and it is a good addition to the Kick-Ass universe. So I'm going to give it 4 out of 5, and of course, a thumbs up, and that goes to you, Jim Carrey, as well. Because although you weren't in it as much as I would have liked you to be in it, I loved you, and yeah. I will probably release a video of all the spoilers in this movie, because there are spoilers, and yeah, I think I should make a video about some of the spoilers in the movie, because, you know, normally I wouldn't do it for this sort of movie, but I reckon this one like sort of needs a video like that. So yeah, I'll probably release that around Sunday when the movie has been released worldwide. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review, and have you seen Kick-Ass 2 yet? What did you think of it? And do you think it's as good as the first one, or do you think the first one is much, much better? I don't think the first one's much, much better, but I think the first one is substantially better than this one, although this one has its moments and is still great. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and as always, if you liked it, subscribe and like it, and go to my Facebook page and give that a like. The link will be on my channel, as always. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.